I know that this is not my strongest skill. I believe that what has helped me and will keep helping me do my job is my love for organization.
In today's podcast, I have a very good friend, Dimitris Vakrinos. You may know him as Vakri. We collaborate in a project for Netflix. So maybe you have seen this project. And we talk about the circumstances in nowadays, the lockdown. And in those days, we see an increase of people working from home. And you can get tips on how to get motivated, stay focused, adapt to the situation, and how to work from home in general. We also talk about clients and internally how to stay positive and motivated. Enjoy. Welcome to the fifth podcast. I have with me Dimitris Vakrinos, or Vakri.
Oh,
what's
nice.
up, man?
Hello.
So Dimitris is a graphic designer. We work together. We collaborate on Netflix. If you know about this project, you can check it out on my Behance page. I will have the link in the description. And he's also a photographer. He's a co-owner of Photo Contest, the biggest photographic community in Greece.
Yeah, but I used to be a photographer.
He used to be a photographer. He wants to be a UX designer.
Oh, nice. You can tell more about me.
What else?
Go on. Yeah, I used to be a photographer. Obviously, I still have the skills to be a photographer, but I prefer to make a change in my career and become a UI UX designer, because it's the part of the design that I really like the most, and it's something that I didn't have many opportunities in the past to do. So in order to earn some more free time to get closer to this, I decided to stop every project that has to do with photography, which is something I started some years ago in order to gain more experience, to have some more projects, because most of the times I combined projects that had to do with graphic design and photography together. So if I have a client that wants to have a branding identity, for example, design, I can give him also the photography part or the website part. So this is how I started. This was my strong point, that I could offer the client a big variety of services.
Yeah, there are not a lot of people that can do and photography and the design and the site. So yeah, pretty cool.
Thanks.
Also mugs, by the way. I have Dragon
Team Cup.
He has like 20 mugs of anime and stuff. The signature question of this podcast is, what is your distance from your destination? Meaning, what is your goal and how far do you think you are right now to get there?
To be honest, I'm not sure what my destination want to be.
It could be a small goal for this year, for this month.
Oh, it could be everything.
Yeah. What is your goal right now?
My goal right now is to become a UI UX designer. And by saying this, I mean to handle more projects on UI and UX position. But if I could set a long-term goal, that would be combine all the skills that I have in one small company. I don't know, maybe if not company, maybe I could have some partners that I have chosen personally that could handle the projects that I have, and I could share them their positions, what they have to do.
Each one will have a specific skill.
Yeah, why not? In general, I prefer being a generalist. This is how we say this, right?
Yeah, we disagree on that.
I prefer being a generalist more than focusing on a specific section of graphic design. And the reason is because I'm a multitasker, so I prefer being able to do a lot of different tasks at the same time. For example, when I have 4 or 5 ongoing projects, I never work each day on one. I prefer working all of the projects at the same day by sharing my time between the projects. For example, I start with a project, I spend even 10 minutes on this, and if I see that it's rolling, I keep on. Otherwise, I stop with this project, I start a different one, and this is how my day goes.
Okay, so you can switch between the tasks. Cool. But if you get only UX design projects later on?
I don't know, maybe because I don't have right now UI and UX design projects. I think that I could spend more time on it because, as I said, it's what I like the most. So I don't mind spending more time specific on this.
Okay, cool.
Maybe later I could try combine it with something else. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, we can get back to this. Actually, right now there is this quarantine going on and the lockdown. We have like 2.5 meters distance.
Exactly
right now.
2. Exactly 2 meters.
Okay.
Yeah.
The table is 2 meters, so we are okay. But what I want to say is that a lot of people right now are working from home because of the circumstances they need to. And I thought that you are the perfect person to tell me about how to work from home, because you are doing it for a long time now and you love doing it from home and you love being home. Yeah. So you're the perfect person to talk about this. Actually, let's start with maybe your day. What's a typical day, your typical routine here?
That's a tricky question because I don't have a typical day. Each day is a different day. And each day is Saturday. That's an inside joke we have with Christos. That every day it's Saturday for us, that we are freelancers because nothing changes.
Yeah, every day is Saturday and every day is Monday. Actually, I'm seeing a lot of people right now posting things like this, like what day is it?
Yeah.
Or so now everyone gets the joke.
We were doing these jokes long before the quarantine.
Yeah.
So, as I said, there's no such thing as a typical day for me because, for example, I don't have a specific time that I wake up. Most of the times it's around 10:30, something like this, because I'm a morning person and I would prefer to wake up at 7, for example. But when you have to work until 4 a.m., it's really not easy to wake up at 7. So I try to wake up at 10:30. And honestly, I decide what I want to do and not what I have to do. Because I plan my schedule ahead. So I don't have really strict deadlines. So every day I have the privilege to choose what project I want to do. So my day goes like this. I wake up, make breakfast, have breakfast, start working on on the project I believe it's the most interesting for me at that time. And then maybe I stop and watch a TV show or play some games, some video games. I don't have a specific schedule. Yeah, it's from 10 in the morning until 4 after midnight.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing for me. I have a lot of tasks that I switch between them and do whatever I want at that time, and keeping in mind that only the deadlines.
Okay. Do you set an alarm at 10 and a half, or
Nope.
you just wake up?
Nope.
Okay. Because I have an alarm exactly at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So I want to wake up exactly, I'm trying to wake up exactly at the same time every day.
Why?
So I think that it keeps me more on track every day and be able to follow the things that I want to do.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter, if we go to sleep for 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I need to wake up at 10. I don't know. It feels better for me because then if you wake up some days at 12 and some days at 10, it's messing up my day. I don't know. The days I wake up later, I feel like I lost the whole day.
The entire day.
Yeah. Do you have specific hours that you work? Or, you work in the project that you like to work today, but do you say I'm going to work from 12 to 2 and then 8?
No,
or
never.
It's like...
Never.
Okay.
My program is totally custom.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because I think that's what suits me the most. Some other person could say that I can handle this schedule. I would prefer to do to control myself and say that from 12 until 3, for example, I would do this project. Then I will stop for half an hour. Then keep on with the other project. This can't work with me because, especially in our job, you need to be more creative, have imagination, and most of the projects demand being able to express yourself. So if you force yourself to be expressed at a specific hour, most of the times won't work. So in any other job, maybe that could work, but in our field and with my personality, I don't think I could do this.
Okay.
And I think that most of the times, when you take a break, you could do something that will give you inspiration to combine it with the project you will do next.
Okay. So for the 2 last months, I think I'm forcing myself a little bit to work in specific hours, even if I don't have inspiration. Usually I do the jobs that don't require inspiration. It's more like technical things, just the things you need to do. And I usually work in 90 minutes timers. So I will work in 90 minutes and then take a break. And then again...
So that's why you don't answer my messages.
Yes. Okay. So, so I work in 90 minutes timers. And when I do that, I close my Wi-Fi on my mobile. I log out from Facebook. I close my browsers. So a lot of times Dimitris is gonna contact me and I'm not answering back until I'm finished because I'm not seeing it. And he's wondering why. This is why. So right now, for the people that are watching this video or listening to the podcast, there are probably 2 categories. One, they want to be freelancers, maybe they work for a company and they want to start working from home. And the other maybe is the people that are forced to work from home due to the quarantine and all the stuff. So let's start with the first one. For the people that want to be a freelancer, that want to start working from home, Do you have any tips, any tricks?
Tips and tricks. Maybe if you want to work from home, first of all, you need to. Okay, you are familiar with your home, obviously, but you need to set your workspace. Like if you were in an office, you would probably bring to work some personal stuff to decorate your office or anything like this. So if you work from home, it's even easier to do this. So if you feel very comfortable with your workspace, I think this is the first step, the first tip. One other important tip, I think, would be to being able to control yourself, because many people can't work as a freelancers because they think that, okay, I'll be at home, why work? Why not do some other stuff? Why not watch TV? I don't know. And this is a conversation I've had in the past many times with a lot of friends, that they tell me, how are you able to work from home? How are you able to control yourself and not do something else? And the answer I always give is that, first of all, I love my work. So even if you give me the choice to do anything, I would choose to work. So this is easy for me. But if you don't love your work so much, but you still want to be a freelancer, one solution could be what you said before, have specific hours to work. But I think it's more on your personality to being able to control yourself. It doesn't depend on the work you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it's not for everyone, freelancing. So yes, definitely.
Also, because I'm an introvert, it's really easy to do this, because I don't have the need to talk with people, because many would say that how could you work alone? How could spend your day without seeing others, talking to others? It's impossible. And it's really easier this way for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me also. I think we are very lucky about this thing, because actually nothing changed with the quarantine for our work. We still do the same thing. I know, for people that are not like this, that are extrovert, how could they? Because now they're forced. I'm going to the second category now. The people that are forced to work from home right now, and they maybe don't really like it. What they could do in order to ease the pain and go through this until they go back to work.
I really don't know. I'm not able to think as an extrovert. It's really difficult, because I can understand why I can understand why they need to communicate more with other people, but I don't know. I think it's really easy to find some time for yourself, because this situation gives you the opportunity to focus more on yourself, on your thinking, your beliefs, maybe, I don't know. So I think that even the extroverts should benefit from this situation and not see this as a negative outcome.
Mm-hmm. About working from home, because maybe they prefer to talk to other persons and being face to face when they need something from someone else.
I think that the only solution would be to communicate more in the digital ways, with webcam, video calls, constant calls all the time if they want. Maybe they could have a group chat and talk all the time. I don't know how they want to express themselves.
Yeah, they can use technology in order to get through this. I'm going back to the thing that you said. that when you work from home, you had a lot of distractions, and I think it's one of the biggest problems in the freelance world, because when I was working in a company, it's way easier to separate the space. Like, I'm getting in the building, this is work. I'm getting off the building, I'm getting back home. Now it's a relaxation time, I can do whatever I want. It's the fun time. But when you're in the same exact space, and you need to do work and the rest of your life, and maybe you're in a small apartment, so it's exactly the same space, you find a lot of distractions. You find ways to procrastinate more, because in work you have social media, but at home you have to tidy up the room, clean up, cook, or whatever. Any thoughts on this, on how you can balance the life and work in the same space?
That's a really tough question, but I think that at least in our field, the more creative persons could easily use these distractions as a source of imagination, because nothing is a distraction if you're a creative person. Everything around you could be used as a creative idea. We used to walk in the streets, and we are designers and we work a lot with typography. We constantly take a look at the signs or everything that has letters, and we like to criticize these letters. Why he used this? I don't know. It's awful. So I guess that everything could be a source of inspiration. There's no distractions. But for the other people that don't have such creative jobs, maybe first of all, surely they could limit the distractions. For example, if they find out what really distracts them, they could easily remove it. For example, it's your television, it's your need to watch the next episode of your favorite TV show. Okay, sign out your profile. I don't know. Don't watch it. Unplug your TV. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I have a tip for this one.
Oh.
So for me, the thing that you said before, for example, cleaning up, it helps me. I cannot have a messed up desk and work. I need to be exactly as I want to be and clean.
Yeah.
But then maybe sometimes when you don't really want to work and you are distracted, you clean more than you should. So the whole day goes like this. But about distractions, I completely agree. Maybe log out from social media or whatever it is. I found out that one thing that you could do is make harder to get to the distractions and make it easier to the things that you want. So if you're watching TV all the time, you can take the batteries out of the remote and put the remote in somewhere else. So you need to go there, take a remote, put the batteries and open the TV. So it's harder to do it.
Yeah.
But if you have like your graphic tablet all the time in front of you, ready to go, it's easier to start immediately drawing. And I remember I don't like to have a lot of dust on my tablet, so I was keeping it underneath a cloth and have it there. And I found out that now that I have it opened all the time, I use it more.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to open up and put the clothes out and open it, so it's easier. So,
I think these tips are what the psychologist gives. For example, when you need to force yourself do more exercises for your body, they say that you should keep the organs or the weights, whatever, near you, so that when you wake up and you want to do some exercise, it's there. You just grab it and do the exercise. If you have it in a closet, you'll never do this.
Yeah, you don't actually see it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So this is very psychological.
Okay, I didn't know about this. Cool. Any tips about working in the same space? Like, could you do anything to maybe separate that now here I'm working and or not? I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe you could have a place to log in on social media, another to work. So when you're sitting at your desk, you're not logging in. It's difficult to do, but yeah, stuff like this.
I think this depends on the person. If someone finds it easier to do this, they should. Yeah, that's a good tip. Separate as a place where you should work and where you should relax or do other stuff. Yeah,
because if you have a bigger house, you can have your desk in a room, your bedroom in another room.
you just change rooms and it's like you're going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
For example.
Yeah, but if you are in a studio, it's difficult to
Yeah.
What do you think is your unique skill that help you and will help you succeed?
It's definitely not the design, because I know it sounds a little bit oxymorous. I know that this is not my strongest skill. I believe that what has helped me and will keep helping me do my job is my love for organization. And this is quite simple as it sounds, because many people, even designers or not, are having a really hard time programming or scheduling their time, their works, their projects, and their communication with the clients and everything. But for me, this is the easiest part, because I really being organized, having Google Calendar with a lot of different tasks and colors to separate them every day, write down everything you have to do, crossing them out. I do all this stuff because I like to do them. And many people think that, oh, why should I do this? I know what I have to do today. I don't want to do this. It's boring. But this really helps you. So I think that graphic design is more about getting the message across and less about being able to design something. Because if you really have a good hand, be a painter. I don't know if this is your only skill, but I think that design is more about putting down the ingredients. For example, you have to get a certain message across to your client. No, let's set an example. Let's say that a client comes to you and gives you the image of their company, and they want you to design something that will get the message across successfully. So what you have to do is analyze their idea, break apart their way of thinking. So then you will reconstruct these ingredients that the client gave you in a design way that will and create something, a result that everyone that will see the result will get the right message. So even if I don't know how to design something, even if I don't draw well, then this isn't something that will I don't know, this isn't a fallback. Is this the right word?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to say that even if you don't know how to design something by hand, or even in a program in the computer, you can still be a designer.
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's exactly the opposite. When it's not easy for you to do something that everyone is doing in a specific way, you find more creative ways to express it. So for sure. And I also like to use the to-do list and Trello.
Yeah,
I don't know what else you can use. I like to have the digital to-do list, like Trello for our projects, for example, or the Google Calendar for the things that you need to do in the day. But I also like to have the
for the day,
hard and paper. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
I do the
this?
same. Yeah.
Great.
I have the long-term projects on Trello or Google Calendar, yeah, for whatever I have to do in my program. But every day I wake up, I have a certain calendar on my desk, and I write down what I want to do today. So it's more easier to me, and it's really it's a kind of relief to cross out your task. You feel really good at that time.
It's awesome.
So yeah, completed this.
Yeah. For me, I just write. I found that the pen and paper, has two big benefits. The first one is that I can write down whatever I want, like go buy groceries, for example, and I don't need to have it on my mind when I'm working, and I can check it out later. So I can have random thoughts, write it down, and I know it's there, because in Trello I have only the projects. And again, I can have only the title of the project, and I can go to Trello and see a more structured things that I need to do. And the second one is that it's in front of you. It's the same thing we told a little bit earlier with the psychology thing. The digital list, you need to think about it, that you need to do something and go check it out to see what you have to do. But the paper list, it's in front of you, you seeing it, and it reminds you that you need to do something. So
exactly.
It's more in your face.
I really like that we have the same way of organizing our programs.
Yeah.
For example, our work with Netflix would be impossible without Trello.
Yeah.
We have a lot of titles, and Trello is really helpful.
For those that you don't know, I collaborate with Dimitris for the last 2.5 years, I think.
Yeah.
For Netflix, we are designing titles in different languages. And yeah, continue.
So what do you want me to say?
Definitely using Trello and using it in the same way, it's easier, because if one wasn't organized at all, it's gonna be really hard to organize the other, and it's a mess. Especially if you have like 20 titles in a day, it's hard. So when we started designing in Netflix, did it change your life in any way?
Entirely, I would say. That's an easy question. The first easy question.
Okay, how did it change it?
Okay. First of all, my schedule did change entirely, because as I said in the beginning, I'm a morning person. So before Netflix, I used to wake up at 7 in the morning and enjoy my day, and go to sleep at 11, I don't know, but before midnight for sure. But after Netflix, our program is like you have to work from 6 p.m. until 4 a.m. You have to do this. You have to be online in order to answer the messages, the emails, communicate with your superiors and all this. So this really changed the way I see my day. But apart from this, it really opened me a new view in our job, because I think it was the first time I worked with a client outside of Greece.
Yeah, I remember.
So I really, at first, it was really. I felt a little bit anxious to communicate in English, and being able to express myself and all my thoughts, my dilemmas, I don't know. So at first it was this, but then I got used to this, and it was really easy. And up until now, I enjoy doing this. So now I prefer working with clients outside of Greece. It's really easier to communicate. I know it sounds strange, but I have clients in other countries that our communication is excellent, and you really can't find this here. I don't know why. Maybe because they think that they don't think high of the designers. They think that they are a simple position. Okay, you're a designer. What you do? You design posters. So what?
Yeah.
That's what they think in Greece.
Okay. I remember that when I started targeting outside immediately. I wanted a worldwide audience, let's say, or clients. And you wanted to, more local people. And I remember I couldn't exactly convince you that it's better.
Yeah, I remember it.
So at some point you changed your mind. I didn't connect it with Netflix, but
You were right. Thank you.
But do you still continue working with people here locally?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the majority of my workload. For example, let's say I have 10 ongoing projects. 7 of them would be 3 of them would be local clients in Greece, and the rest of them would be worldwide. But especially with this situation in the lockdown that we have, I think I have none.
Okay, this was the exact next question, because I want to tell you that I feel that we're really lucky to have the benefit working with outside Greece clients and Netflix, because we still have work. And I want to ask you how is going with the local clients, if you still continue to
theoretically I still have local clients, but I can't force them to go on with the project, because I know that most people in Greece with this situation have lost their work temporarily.
Yeah, everything is paused.
Yeah, so I really don't feel like I want to force someone to pay me if we are in the state of let's say we have completed our work and they have to do the payment. I don't feel like forcing them to do this. Or even if I have some clients that I have set a proposal and I'm still waiting for the last 2 weeks to check the proposal and tell me what they think, or a demo for a website, for example. And it was something that before the lockdown, they were really urged to do this. They wanted to proceed sooner. So I see that they are not so impatient with the project, and I can see why.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what impact this whole thing will have economically, for sure. And even for us that we work from home, you can see that it's affecting us, because the clients are pausing their projects, of course. I don't know how this is gonna end.
Let's hope well.
I want you to tell me your weirdest experience with a client.
Oh. Weirdest. Weirdest in what part?
Whatever you think it's weird. Like maybe it can be funny. Maybe it's I don't know.
I will try to avoid this question
Okay.
because I don't want to be specific. But I can see a lot of similarities in the behavior of my clients, and most of them, all of them, are local. So I find it weird that a lot of clients can't appreciate the time you spend on a project by doing something. For example, they ask you for something and you can deliver it immediately because they want it yesterday. So if you do the work immediately and you ask for a certain amount for your work, they say, why it took you just 1 hour to do this?
Yeah.
Why do you charge me for so much? And it's really weird because if you don't do this so fast, they say, oh, you're late and all this. So it brings you in a situation, they bring you in a situation that leave you no choice. So you have to charge more because you have the experience that this will happen. So I have encountered a lot of these situations in the past. So this is definitely a lot of wired experiences together. And they have this answer even if they do like the result. So you're a designer, you've been asked to deliver something fast and nice, and you do this, and they think that you shouldn't charge a lot for this. So you deliver whatever they want, but they still don't want to pay a lot for this.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
I think that everyone's trying to get a better price, but I get what you're saying, that they don't understand that the time is not working in this way, because you are good and you can do it in 10 minutes instead of 10 days, and instead of paying you more, thinking that they need to pay you more because you deliver it just in 10 minutes, they think that they're trying to punish you by paying you less for this. So I get it. Yeah. What is your biggest fear?
In general?
Yeah.
I could say spiders, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not spiders.
Damn it.
I love spiders. My biggest fear. Oh, I thought this was a graphic design conversation podcast. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's about this?
It's about you.
Oh. That's a really difficult question, one more time. But I'm not sure what my biggest fear is. But I think one of my biggest fears is not to be heard. For example, even though I'm an introvert, I really like to be able to express myself to others and gain their interest. So if I could imagine a time that I'm isolated like this and I'm not able to reach someone or show someone something and they don't care about it, and this whole situation would make me feel even more isolated. I think this is quite fearful.
Okay. So if you talk to someone but they don't listen, it's the same thing, like they don't agree, or...
Not that they don't agree, they have the right not to agree, of course, but not pay attention, for example, or don't care.
Like ignoring completely.
Yeah,
okay.
Ignorance. Yeah. I really hate ignorance. And I think, I've never thought this before. I think this is why I can't really ignore others. For example, even if I don't want to talk to someone, it's really hard for me to ignore him. I really like to give the others even some attention, even a few, I don't know, but I can't really ignore totally someone. I feel really cruel to do this, and I wouldn't like to be in their situation, in their position.
Okay. When you said it in the first time, I thought that maybe we are introverted because of that. Because when you are extrovert, you don't really care. I don't know, I just assuming if they will hear you or not. It doesn't matter, you're gonna speak to them anyway, but when you're introvert, you think more to who and why you will talk, in order to be more sure that they will listen. I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm just making thoughts.
Nice.
Okay, what else? I'm going back to the situation that we are in right now with the quarantine and the lockdown, and things gonna be bad probably, I don't know. Things are gonna change in economy and everything. I think we need to stay positive. So any tips on staying positive, how we can do this?
I'm not sure if I'm the right person to give these tips, because as we said before, nothing has changed for us. We're freelancers, we're working worldwide clients, so
yes, but I think that you're a very positive person generally. So this is why I am asking this question. How we can be in general positive, not only now.
I think I'm a positive person in general, because I prioritize in my mind what really matters. So even something bad happens to me, I immediately think that, okay, this maybe isn't important enough, so I shouldn't give this very much of my attention. And I'm talking about everyday situations. For example, you hold this mug and it falls down and breaks. Okay, I love this mug. I would surely feel very sad about this, but doesn't change anything. Okay, I will buy another one. I don't know. Even if I never find a new one to buy, that's okay. Nothing serious has happened. So I think that the secret in being positive is prioritize what really makes you happy. For example, if it is your work, and this situation is currently affecting your work, this will be difficult, but you need to focus more on your work. If you believe that what makes you happy is your friendships, you should focus on there. So focus on what really matters for you, because for every person this is something really different. So what everything else goes wrong, okay, it goes wrong, but it shouldn't affect you more than it should.
Yeah, for sure. So I also like to see the positive side of anything that happens. About the mug, I don't know if you know this, because you really like Japanese culture and stuff. So I remember that in Japan, when something breaks,
I know,
they assemble it back again with gold to symbolize that now it's even more valuable because of the breaks. So
I didn't know you knew this.
I know stuff
about Japan.
Yes, sometimes. So even now we can see the positive side, I think, from all of this. I feel personally that it's like someone gave us extra time. We're always asking to have extra time. It's like someone gave us that extra time to work on ourselves, to work on projects that we love, to self-reflect, I don't know, to learn new skills.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe if we see it in this way, you can take advantage of the situation instead of just maybe complaining. I don't know.
That's true. Every situation has its negative and positive side. So I completely agree with this. So in the current situation, as I said before, you shouldn't focus on what goes wrong. You should see this as an opportunity and not a disaster. It's an opportunity to focus more on yourself, what maybe explore more what you're good at. I see a lot of my friends find out creative ways to express themselves at home, and they do stuff that they wouldn't even think doing before. So they really surprise me because they are more creative person that they thought they are.
Okay, great. I think we are almost to the end. Where people can find you?
I think you have the links in the description below.
Yeah. What is the best link that they can go to? The first one that they should click.
I should say my website, but truth is I haven't updated my website for a while. So maybe Instagram.
Okay.
This doesn't sound very professional.
No, why?
Okay.
Sounds good to me. Another thing that I'm doing with every guest is ask him 3 random fast questions. You can answer them fast and then talk more about them, or you can answer them slow. It's
fast questions.
Yeah, it's fast questions, not fast answers. But if you want to ask fast, you can.
So I have to answer fast and then take my time to develop the answer, or do everything fast?
I like this, the first one, but you can do whatever you like.
I'm ready.
Okay, first one. Which is your favorite music band?
Pink Floyd.
That was fast. Why?
Because I really like the sound of their music, even in the earlier years with in the Sid Barrett era, sorry, and later with David Gilmour, and they have, I can give you 3 different albums to hear, and you'll never guess they're the same band.
Okay,
they're totally different, and I really like variety in my music.
In your music or in general? Because you are a generalist.
In general, really. But the question was about my music.
Okay. So I know you for a lot of time, and we spend a lot of hours together working or playing games or whatever. So the second question is, I want you to tell me one thing about you that I definitely don't know.
Oh, hey, that's... Turn off the camera. Okay, that's not a fast answer, I know. I think you know really many things about me. Okay, I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I never liked graphic design before I entered the graphic design school.
I kind know it. I
so it doesn't count.
I remember you with being more in photography.
Yeah, but even though I entered the photography school at the first year, I didn't even attend a class because I didn't like photography as a professional, as a profession. But yeah, and I remember the first year in graphic design school, I really sucked.
I
was an awful designer. No, I was way below the average level of the others.
Yeah. I know. I think I have the same opinion for me.
Okay.
I think that, I don't know. If someone right now, after 8 years, still thinks that he was so good back then, it means that he didn't improve in the 8 years at all.
Hasn't made any progress.
So, yeah.
So this counts as an answer.
I will count it, and I'm happy that I probably know a lot of things about you if you cannot think of something. So the third one is, what is the simplest advice that you can give, but the hardest to follow?
Having self-control and self-knowledge, because in your life having self-knowledge is really difficult. Being able to understand what you're good at and what you're not, and maybe what others think of you, because okay, it's not important for, they say you shouldn't care about what others think for you, but it's not entirely true, because especially in our job, you have to be able to persuade the others to hire you or buy what you design. So you should be able to understand what others are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to understand what others think of you is really important. Maybe you choose not to care, but you should know.
Yeah. Anything that I should have asked you and I didn't? Any tip you want to give?
One more fast question.
Should I think one?
Yeah,
or you should
right
think
now.
one?
You.
Okay.
Think fast.
What is the next place you want to visit outside of Greece? The next
Outside
country.
of Greece.
Yep.
The next or the most? The place I want to visit the most.
Yeah.
Most.
Yeah. If you could go anywhere.
Oh, that's easy. Japan.
I kind of knew this.
Japan is my. I would say that's my dream, to visit Japan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for being my guest.
Thank you for inviting me.
It was pretty awesome. And thank you all of you that you heard or viewed this podcast with us and stayed in the end. Let me know in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like. It really helps me improve the next ones. And I'll see you in the next one.